The iPhone is one of the most popular devices in stores. Either everyone already has one or everyone is getting one. When we think of why we want the iPhone, reasons come up as it'll make me look cool, it's flashy, or it's popular. But most of all, it's Apple. Most people nowadays have an Apple product, whether it's the iPod Touch, the iPad, the iPods, the Macs, or the iPhone. When we go to purchase the iPhone, we think of all these advantages and we never really look at the disadvantages because we just want the phone. Some disadvantages of the phone are in entertainment and hardware. iTunes is a huge drawback on the phone. The only way you can transfer songs onto your phone is by signing up for iTunes. iTunes is a very complex process. If you want to transfer songs from your computer to the iPhone, you have to make sure your computer is authorized. Then you have to sync the music and make sure the entire music library is connected. iTunes also has a limited number of songs to choose from. Some songs cannot even be found on iTunes. The iPhone also has limited game space. If you go to the iTunes store and see a game you want, sometimes it will not download if it is too big. If you want to play a game you already have, it might not allow you if it needs to be updated. The iPhone does not automatically update apps like the Android OS. You actually have to update it yourself, whereas the Android OS automatically updates it. Another disadvantage of the iPhone is the hardware. Over the years that Apple has released the iPhones, they have had many issues concerning the battery. The battery life is very short if you use the internet and play games and talk on the phone. The battery sometimes does not last all day depending on what you do on it. The battery also overheats or gets too hot. If you talk on the phone for a long period of time, it will overheat. If you leave it out in the sun for a few minutes, it will overheat and not allow you to use it until it cools down. Replacing the battery is very difficult. An Apple technician is the only person who can do it. So you have to take it into an Apple store instead of replacing it yourself. The new iPhone 5 has a different battery outlet and charger that does not work with earlier model docks and chargers. So instead of using your old iPhone charger, you have to go in and buy a new phone charger, which could be extremely expensive. The iPhone obviously has its many advantages based on popularity. So whether you choose to purchase an iPhone or not, you can at least now make an educated choice. What are some disadvantages of your phone? How does it compare to the iPhone? Thank you. This is my audience. Thank you for listening to my informative speech on the iPhone.